the late 80s of his life. It didn't really cover situations involving other things and other situations that were brought up in his life towards the end of his life as well. I believe that Michael Jackson had this big, bright aura, right? And I think that certain celebrities are impact people for a long time, even including after their passing, because of this aura, this brightness that they, emit onto others. And even with his passing, we could see how people are touched. I've seen people that are talking about that he was born, they were born after he passed away, and they still feel this connection towards him. I feel that certain people like Princess Diana, Marilyn Monroe, Prince, and so many other celebrities that cause an impact on people even after their passing is because they have this bright aura and they've had this natural kindness inside of them. So when I was channeling Michael, I got the Nine of Pentacles was one of the first cards that came out here, and I started this reading earlier, and I had to stop, so I did maintain the two cards that came out here. So the first question I asked was, how does Michael Spear feel about his life struggles and controversies that are being portrayed in his movie? And I got the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles talks about enjoying the results of all your hard work. So this is saying that Michael is happy that his hard work is still being shown, that is still developing fruits here, and that there's people that are enjoying it still. So I do get a sense that he definitely does feel happy that this is being shared, but there's also a sense of kind of feeling that someone's earning money from this that's not him or his family members. He didn't have a great connection with his family members in his will. He did not include his brothers, sisters, or father. He only included his mother and his children, and as well as like charity fund. So 20% went to charity fund, 40 to his mother, 40 to his children. So we do see even in his will, he is trying to, for his income after his passing to go towards charity purposes. So he always liked helping and kind of just being that like person to help others that are in need. And I feel that that comes from his childhood, because I do feel that he was in a sense abused or taken advantage of at a young age. So I don't feel that anyone believed Michael would be that famous, because his brother was the main lead singer in the beginning. And then the mother, well, Michael Jackson says in an interview that his mother forced the father to listen to him sing. And at that point, the father realized that maybe Michael should be the lead singer. Um, so we do see that the father didn't even want to hear about his singing. His father was looked like very strict. And I studied a lot of facial um, facial things in people and what that might mean about them, right? It's like a signature about them. And some people can hide it more than others, but I feel that some people here, you can see it right in their face, whether they're good or they're bad or they're mean or they're strict or they're cruel. You can kind of just get a sense of their aura, but also their face. There's something about their face, their eyebrows. Sometimes you can see when someone has like bushy, thick eyebrows. That person could be someone that's more serious. Sometimes can hold anger. People with very thin eyebrows could hold like have emotional issues going on there. So with his father, we see that he has like thin eyebrows that are shaped going upwards, almost at someone like kind of like that. And that kind of reminds me of like certain cartoon characters, right? And they're that like almost that evil villain type of energy, right? Like literally eyebrows like this. So and we see that a lot. Even we in the Mario Brothers, the little like mushroom or whatever it is that walks around that has eyebrows like that, right? And that usually means someone that's angry, someone that's mad, has short temper. Their eyebrows also mean emotional things going on there. So I do feel that he does feel that he feels good about this. And I also asked with his daughter Paris Jackson, it looks like there was like some sort of court victory here that has occurred about some unauthorized bonuses. And it looks like this is bringing up as like, will they fully take control of the legacy that the corporate executors kind of have? And we got the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups shows that yes, this talks about children. This talks about something being given here. So I do feel here that Something will be given to them. While I was shuffling, the Four of Pentacles did come out, so it shows that someone is holding back, is trying to hold this from his children, from them receiving this. And I feel that that's because they just don't want to let go of the money, but his children or his daughter, at least I definitely do see his children being able to be successful with that. So we're going to continue on to see what the hidden messages or deep emotional truths about truths that are buried in the unreleased vault tracks that Sony is currently reworking to release, because there's like word that there's some secret tracks or secret songs or music out there that he never released that they're thinking about releasing. Sony is, and Sony actually has control, or a lot of Michael Jackson's music has been sold to Sony. So Sony actually has most of his money. Um, Michael Jackson, it looks like he might have been in debt. Michael Jackson went through a lot. You know, a lot of people think that his nose was because he wanted to. It supposedly happened because he had like an accident happen, and he had to get surgery done in his nose, and that kind of led into more and more and more surgeries. He possibly never felt like good with his nose after that. It was almost like a thing. Same thing with his skin. Um, that was also another condition that he had. It wasn't because he wanted to like bleach his skin, his hair. There was also another accident where it caught like on fire. And so there's a lot of things there that are played out as almost like he did this on purpose. But a lot of this stuff happened because he was trying to cover something else up, in a way. So let's see here what's the hidden messages or deep emotional truths buried in the unreleased vault tracks that Sony is currently reworking to release. So we have the high priestess. The high priestess does talk about something being hidden. So I feel that there is definitely hidden music that is going to be coming out. And this talks about trusting your own counsel first. Maybe they're looking into lawyers and things like that to see if they can actually release this, because there's a sense of some sort of morals, or I'm not sure if there's a clause where they should not. But I definitely do see that there is hidden music here, at least that will be coming out, will be revealed. So I don't think that. I do believe that there is something hidden there that Michael Jackson produced that was not provided, or at least that we did not hear when he was living. So let's take a look here and let's see what's his hidden. Was his sudden passing in 2009 purely tragic medical accident, or were there unseen corporate forces pushing him past his limits to profit off his catalog? So let's take a look here and let's see, for Michael Jackson, was this purely a medical accident, his passing? So we have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles, we can see here there's kind of might have been revolving money here. So we do see multiple priorities, time management, adaptability, balance, and decisions here. So I do feel that this definitely had something to do with another person, people here, involving money. The King of Cups, this could have been a water sign. I feel that someone needed support here and needed to tolerate something in the world. Talks about completions. So we do see here that I'm not sure that this was necessarily accidental. The Ace of Cups shows something new. This is a proposal as well here. Please clarify the Two of Pentacles here. We have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups talks about creative opportunities. Definitely someone felt like some sort of creative opportunity coming through here. Eight of Pentacles shows some sort of high standards and passion, something that they wanted him to do. I feel that this definitely did revolve money here. The Knight of Swords, I see something coming in very quickly. And this person coming in very quickly, and then we have the Death card here. So we definitely do see that something happened very quickly because of this money. This probably possibly was something in the works, something that wasn't just like an overnight thing, unfortunately. Again, for entertainment purposes only, this just seems like it was something that was planned. You have the Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and the Death card. Someone moving in very quickly after working on something here, working on this coin, trying to gain this money, working on that. And there's still one uncompleted here. So the Knight of Swords comes in and it's like, we got to get something done here. We got to somehow get this money. The Four of Pentacles, there we go. Four Pentacles shows someone holding on to too tightly, someone that wanted security and control. So we definitely do see that this is about money, someone coming in very quickly. This was not something that was overnight. This was something that looks, it feels like it was planned because something needed to be done. It's almost like maybe he didn't want to continue on or something like that. So now let's see, will the ongoing 700 million battle with the IRS finally be resolved soon so his children and mother can access their frozen trust funds? So there is something frozen here, so let's take a look and see if it will be the Sun card. That is a yes. So there is further money coming through here for his children, for his mother, and I do see that they will be able to access that with the Sun card. So let's see, how does he feel about his nephew Jafar Jackson playing him on the big screen and carrying the weight of the family name, which I did not know because I did not watch the movie. Um, I remember even trying to dance to his songs and things like that. And I was born in '87, so a lot of his popular songs were like in the '80s, things like that. He was popular the whole entire time. But my brothers and sisters that were older than me kind of watched his videos, things like that, and I watched it along with them. And I remember Thriller and so many other songs that were so cool, right? All of his videos were like almost like a little movie, and they were a few minutes long. They weren't just like a 2 minute, 3 minute, video. They were like 5, 6, 7 minutes even. And that it was like he was like an actor, right? He wasn't just a singer. He was also an actor, a dancer, a performer. So how does he feel about his nephew Jafar Jackson playing him on the big screen and carrying the weight of the family name? So let's see here, the Knight of Cups. So I do see that he does feel good. He does feel, that he's passionate about it. He feels that he's creative, someone that is romantic and charming, and someone that is following their heart. So there's something about Prince Charming as well. So he feels like he's the perfect fit for this role. The King of Wands here as well shows leadership. So I do feel that he feels that has like this leadership dynamic, an entrepreneur, and able to overcome challenges. So I feel that he almost kind of like picked him too because he's also career focused, someone that's very mature. So there's all positive cards here. The Eight of Wands shows movement. So I feel that he's like a rapid person, action. He makes quick decisions. He's someone that's very swift. So I feel that almost like Michael guided him towards this. He wanted him to be or play him in this role. Okay, so let's see what other messages here for Michael. Michael, what other messages you want to give today? What other messages you want to give today? If you enjoyed the reading, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you think of any other celebrities, any other past celebrities that you would like to see a reading on, please comment below. Let me know what you want to see. Any other messages here, Michael? Michael has the Three of Swords. So she would say that Michael is like heartbroken, right? His spirit, or at least for what happened to him. It says better to know the truth than to live a lie. So I feel like he almost feels like he was living a lie in a way when he was alive. And he dealt with a lot of heartbreak, a lot of suffering, a lot of grief, emotional pain. This talks about a lot of hurt, loss, and even depression. So I do feel that, in his waking life, he did try to recover from a lot of things and move on for certain things, releasing pain here and forgiveness. He was someone that forgave a lot, right? But I feel that he didn't trust anyone anymore. He didn't know who to trust because a lot of people were taking advantage of him. And no matter how good people try to be towards him, there were always like this other intention. They always had these other intentions towards him. He didn't even know who had pure intentions towards him anymore. He felt like only children had pure intentions towards him. Well, that's another thing that I want to ask actually before I wrap up here. Michael also wants the Ten of Cups. You see here with the Ten of Cups. He feels heartbroken for his family, especially his kids, right? He feels that, he kind of just wanted that inner happiness. He wanted dreams to come true. He wanted his family to be content and get that love and support. But I feel that there was a lot of other things going on here. A lot of shattered dreams, broken family, domestic things going on there, not with his kids, but just like his family in general, that kind of prevented him from that. And I feel that I don't think he would have wanted to leave his kids behind like that, the way that he cared for him, the way that he cared for them. And we have the Queen of Cups. We see him having this nurturing energy. So he definitely had this nurturing energy and very compassionate, very someone that's comforting, calm energy, healing here. I feel that it was just very hard for him to be emotionally stable because of all of these exterior and outside influences and energies that were trying to control him. All right, why did he create? Why did you create Neverland? Why did you create Neverland? So there were also allegations about him and children here. Macaulay Culkin is a very one that's like really up there, where he said, he never did anything to me, but he was in Neverland. He slept with him in the bed, things like that. Um, so let's see, why did you create Neverland? The Three of Cups shows because he wanted to celebrate. He wanted like friendship. This card is not a card of like anything negative here. I feel maybe that this was not just like his idea, but also other people as well. But this shows about celebration, success, friends. I think he almost like viewed kids like friends. A lot of people thought that it was very weird that, okay, like he's sleeping with kids or having this place for kids specifically. Anybody would think that. And I'm no one to judge. I'm no one to say no. Of course, none of that is okay. But I feel that this had something to do with friendship. This obviously created a lot of gossip. Um, but this came out upright. So this talks about happiness, friendship, celebration. Why did you create Neverland? The King of Swords, head over hearts, discipline, truthful, honest, mental clarity, and authority, sincere. So this just comes off as an energy of being sincere. I feel that this is almost like something from his childhood that he wanted to provide to other children. And the magician, something that he wanted to manifest. He wanted almost like this since he was a child. Like this is just something that he felt like anything I can imagine, I can make real. And this is like a dream he had. Like he was just like, I just want this big old place where I could go and play and have fun. And he almost kind of couldn't do that with adults. Um, Let me just ask. The Nine of Swords came out here, so obviously he was worried, a lot of stress, anxiety, depression, hopelessness, trauma, despair, nightmares about this. Michael, tell me why the whole situation with the children and them sleeping with you, what was this all about? What was this all about, Michael? We have the Hierophant. The Hierophant talks about something traditional, understanding beliefs. Obviously, this talks about like people can't understand my beliefs. This also shows him going to court as well for that and how that stressed him out with the Nine of Swords. But this talks about kind of personal boundaries, beliefs, values, and personal boundaries. Huh. Clarify the Hierophant here for me. Clarify the Hierophant here. The Hierophant talks about the Four of Wands, um, the home, family. Be ready for everything you have: celebration, joy, harmony, marriage, home, community, and homecoming. I feel that he just felt like, family with them. Like, I feel that he had certain boundaries of like not, and like no intention of hurting anyone here. It was just like something from his childhood, some sort of trauma that he was like almost like healing. Like children are healing, children are honest, they're like my friends, they they're my family almost. They were patient with him, I feel. And we do have the tarot card here. So the tarot card shows something unexpected, sudden change, upheaval, awakening, release, sudden insight. I feel that the whole situation with him being accused of being this type of monster potentially is what kind of brought him down. This is the sudden change, something that he felt like, oh, I have to like release. And I feel that this was something that he almost didn't expect. Like, I think he believed, like, okay, but he didn't expect how people would view him. And this really changed him. And five of Pentacles shows financial loss, lack mindset, loss, isolation, worry, need, poverty, insecurity. He lost a lot of money because of this. Um, he was left out of the code. He felt unstable, felt that people exaggerated certain things. Um, he didn't feel as free. He felt like he was being watched more because of this. And he had a lot of loss. The Ace of Wands shows that he was trying to be inspired again and start a new project. Before his passing, he saw like some new opportunity coming through here, and he was planning to start something that he felt desire and passion towards here. And the Chariot card shows movement, progress, action, integration, determination, control, direction, but it also shows a departure, a quick departure, which I feel is, what happened with him, unfortunately. So I feel that he did have some sort of plan or plans here. He didn't have any plans of taking his life here, or for whatever happened to him to happen to him. He did not have plans for that. And we have the Nine of Cups. There was something he wanted to do that he was wishing for. Something, this talks about a wish coming true, contentment, satisfaction, and something that he was definitely working on. But I feel that this was someone. Unfortunately, this was someone else that wanted this to occur to him. All right, I'm going to close up here. Final messages. Thank you. We have the 10 of Wands. So we see a lot of burden here. Maybe someone felt like he was like a burden, or that there was extra responsibility and hard work and trying to complete something here. So thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the reading. If you watched the movie, I hope that you enjoyed it. Michael had a very bright and positive energy. He was very kind. Unfortunately, that was taken advantage of. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Devil card. We do see that, that talks about a lot of attachments. I do feel that there were certain things here that restricted him. This talks about destructive behavior as well, and codependency, maybe possibly on people or things here, but I don't think that is what led to his demise. All right, that's all that I have for now. Michael, we love you. And again, let me know what else you want to see. What other celebrity reading you would like to see. Thank you for watching.